Sup guys, Mikey here for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council with Chat Tuesday, your weekly video on what card you can use to replace something that's expensive inside your deck or extra deck. And today we'll be talking about Lost Wind. Now, if I sound like I just woke up, that's because I did. So, it is about 5 o'clock in the morning, or about 5:45 to be exact when I do this video, so I'm going to sound like complete shit. I won't deny. But anyway, Lost Wind. It is a rare from Raging Tempest, and it is not short printed, so they're very cheap to pick up. And what it does is target one face-up monster, special summon monster on the field, has its effect negated and its original attack halved. If a monster is special summoned from your opponent's extra deck while this card is in the graveyard, you can set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. Now, I did not know about this card until Jonathan pointed it out to me, and he was supposed to do his video with me, but we didn't have a chance to record it yesterday, and Tech Tuesday is today, so you know. But what makes this card strong? I guess from just reading the effect, you can see why it is so strong. So, what are the pros of this card? You can any special summon monster on the field, or has just been placed on the field, or has already been on the field, their effect will be negated, the original attack is halved, and that's it. So they have no effect, and they're easy to take down. Now, the thing about it, that's all there is to it. It's a pretty strong card, and the second effect helps add a little bit more consistency with it, since you can set it from the graveyard when your opponent special summons from the extra deck, which is something that most players will do all of the time. And it does not say, like, it does not have the restriction like breakthrough skill or skill prisoner where you have to wait a turn to use the graveyard effect. So you can do this twice in a turn, and if you have if you have at least two in your hand, you can stop 4 of their special summoned monsters in that one turn. So they cannot go off or react fast enough in terms of like plays to get rid of it unless they have Twin Twister. And even if they do have Twin Twister, you can just use the graveyard effect, put it right back, and then activate it right there and then. Or the next turn actually, because once you set a trap you can't activate it. But yeah. So there's a lot of pros to this card, and in the effect itself. But the con to this card is the fact that it has to be, you can only target a face-up special summoned monster. Now, there's a lot of things wrong with that wording. Target, face-up, special summon. Those 3 keywords in this game are very, very meaningless right now. So, it's very summon restricted. First of all, you have the targeting, which most players don't have cards that can be targeted nowadays with the new bullshit cards that's coming out. I won't deny it. The cards coming out is bullshit. Like, I know it's especially bullshit, but that's for another story. So targeting is still an issue, and it always will be an issue for a very, very long time, unless Konami decides to do something about it. Secondly, it's useless unless you're facing a extra deck heavy or a pendulum heavy deck. Like, actually, let me retract that. The special summon part, I think I may have jumped the gun on, because I was thinking only extra deck monsters. But yeah, it's still, regardless of the fact that it's special monsters. Now, we do that on a daily basis. We do that in every duel we do, special summon. Yes, that is true. But most of the time, the monsters we special summon is fodder for Exceed or a sack play, or like a not a metal play, just the monster we special summon is just fodder for something else. It's not going to be staying on the field for long, and that's the issue. Yes, you have True Kings that this card would do amazing against. That's one exception to this card. You have Zodiacs to an extent, depending on when they stop their Exceed summoning. You have uh, Tree Toads, any variant of Tree Toads. This card will be able. It won't be able to do much since the Paleozoic Joust, but it will stop Swap Frog. That's one. So even though it's still a con, it's not a. It's even though I consider it like one of the drawbacks of this card, it is not a heavy drawback. The second part of this is the graveyard effect, where the only way to reset this card is if your opponent summons from the extra deck while this card is in the graveyard. And yes, someone's going to say, but we do that every day. We summon extra deck monsters every day. But it's to the point where we don't care anymore. That we can just let our opponent pull off their combos and we'll just counteract it later when it's our turn, if we survive that turn. And that means that before you have a chance to use this card's graveyard effect, you already have a plan to get rid of their monsters. And even if you do use this card, you still have, it's a good replacement for like something like Solemn Strike. That's what I think anyway. Or like I'm not gonna say Dimensional Barrier, but it's a decent alternative. and you know, what was it? I lost my train of thought actually. It's happening on a daily basis now. Sorry. But yeah, we summon from our extra deck on a daily basis, but we have things to counter it on the spot. And if we don't, and if you don't have something to counter on the spot, then use Lost Wind. Go ahead and test it out. Go ahead and try it. But that's all I can say for this card. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this a good card? Is this a bad card? In my opinion, I can see this card being main decked, because as a side deck card, there would be no point to it being side decked. Only because your opponent's already gonna have an extra deck. They're already gonna go off, unless you want to be cautious and see what they're playing and then say, oh, I need this card in my deck. No, I don't think that's gonna be a situation. I think it's more of a situation if you want to use this card and see how it does in your deck. So that's the thing, and you can use this with Paleozoics. That's another plus of this. So make sure, like I said, comment and subscribe. If you please drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, just go ahead and subscribe for your daily videos, as well as like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, and go vote for what deck you want to see on tomorrow's live stream. I'm Mikey, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.